possibility. Yes.
Will you wait for a Supreme Court decision to submit creditor settlements to the legislature?
No, that will happen in June. And if we should not to call for an extraordinary session, the new session will begin in January. So make no sense to wait until June or July.
How do you expect your decision not to seek re-election will affect Puerto Rico's negotiations with the creditor regarding the debt restructuring?
Well, creditors will have no one to bet against. Sorry, guys. If they already spent on fundraisers against me, sorry. Puerto Rico politics is not like United States politics. Have nothing to do with. I have been here in rallies. You should go to a rally in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a Latin American country. That's the truth. We are Latins that are American citizens. But we are Latins. Puerto Rico, this is a Latin American country. And we are very proud of it. And we want to remain Latins. I will give you some clues. Only 30% of the population is fluent in English. Counting me as fluent. You know the ATM machines? Ask Puerto Ricans, or in Puerto Rico, anyone, to go to ATM machine in Puerto Rico if you want the instructions in Spanish or in English. 96% request the instructions in Spanish. Puerto Rico is a Latin American country. So we do campaign as a Latin American country. It's very intense. It's very, very intense. Rallies are of thousands of people. We do something that we call caravanas, that is like hundreds and thousands of cars with flags and boombox, wagons with huge boombox. And we love it. We like it. We really like it. We enjoy it. We are that. And we really like it. And I think it's a way, it's the best way to get the information to the people. Because you go house by house, and I like to be with people. Imagine that from January to November. And at the same time, with the other hand, trying to fix the fiscal crisis. There's a fight. There will be no chance of doing both things, fixing the crisis and preventing those that create the crisis to come back to power again in Puerto Rico. So I'll choose to be faithful to the future more than to the present of the island. And I think that will allow me to address all and to use all my energy to the more important thing, that is to fix the crisis, other than to be reelected.
Governor, before I ask you the final couple questions, I have some housekeeping, so you can catch your breath for a moment. The National Press Club is the world's leading professional organization for journalists, and we fight for a free press worldwide. To learn more about the club, go to our website, press.org. And to learn about our nonprofit Journalism Institute and to make donations to the Institute, visit press.org/institute. I'd like to remind you about some upcoming events at the National Press Club. Estonia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Marina Kaljarand, will appear at a National Press Club newsmaker tomorrow, December 17th at 3 p.m. Anastasia Lin a Canadian human rights activist who was denied a visa to compete in the Miss World Finals in China this coming Saturday, will address a National Press Club luncheon on Friday, December 18th. And the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral John Richardson, will address a National Press Club luncheon on Monday, January 11th. I'd now like to present our guest with the greatest prize of all at the National Press Club, our traditional mug.
Thank you.
And we hope at a time when you can be gaining some rest back in Puerto Rico, you enjoy a nice warm drink out of that mug.
I will. Coffee, of course.
So, who do you think should be the next governor of Puerto Rico?
I already choose. But being the president of the party that I was elected for, I think that will not be fair if anyone wants to run, knowing that the president of the party and the incumbent will try to tilt in favor or against any of the members of the party. So I think that we have a query of talent. I think we have more people that can do the job, and I will be glad to help any liberal candidate as me down there.
And what will you do with your term?
Liberal, I think here is progressive, right? So it will be progressive here. I'm sorry?
What will you do when your term ends?
I have 3 kids and a wife, and we need to move forward. We need to work. I'm a lawyer. I like to farm. I'm a lawyer, but very good person. So I will go out and work. I was in the practice of legal profession prior to be a state senator or a consumer affairs secretary. So and I like to go to court and represent clients. So it's something that I like. I like very much, and I like to farm too. So I probably do both.
You, unlike most previous governors of Puerto Rico, grew up on a farm. What did you learn down on the farm that has come in handy or been helpful to you as governor?
That's a very tempting question. But I will avoid any reference to cattle. Cattle is when you go in the horse with the other animals, right? No, I will avoid that. My grandfather, who was my everything, I was most of the time with him, taught me how to drive standard manual in a tractor. When we were breaking the ground, arando, plowing. And he always told me, look to the front, never look back, because we need to make this straight. If you look back, inevitably, because the metals that break the ground are put aside, you will get confused and you will steer. So look to the front. Forget about the ground. And that's something that I have been trying to do in the last 3 years. Keep my eyes focused on the end line, in the end line, and try not to look back and not to blame people for where we are. And that make it harder, as I said before, because people sometimes want someone to blame. People know, everybody in Puerto Rico, I think 100% of the population know that we didn't create the crisis, but they, and they are right, want us to solve it. That's why I ask Puerto Ricans to just look to the front and to try to keep the working line and to keep focus on our goal, that is bring Puerto Rico out of the recession, and what will really solve the issue that is revamping our economy.
Final question, Governor. Do you expect Puerto Rico to ever become a U.S. state? And if so, when?
The answer is no. A pluribus unum. And we are not part of pluribus unum. We are Puerto Ricans. And every time we have been asked in a fair question about Commonwealth's independence and statehood, we had never had an answer of Puerto Rican over than 47% on statehood. The last time they did some kind of mess of more than one question with more than one answer, and I call Puerto Ricans to vote blank because the Commonwealth wasn't on the ballot. And pro-statehooders says that they have more than 50% because they do not count blank ballots. And the main back then opposite party called for a blank ballot. If you add the blank ballot, again, 46%. But let's get real. First, we are Puerto Ricans. And second, let's go to the facts. Pro-Commonwealthers, progressive people will tell you that it will not work. Pro-statehood people will say it works. Let's go to the General Accountability Office, GAO. They issue a report on March 2014, last year. Go there on the burden of statehood for Puerto Rico, and you will see that statehood will destroy Puerto Rico economy. It's not a pro-Commonwealth position. It's not a pro-statehood position. It's a General Accountability Office position that we will lose every competitive advantage that we have today. If you think that we have a deficit now, imagine if I need to reduce my budget to allow federal taxes. It's just crazy. And I will tell you a secret. Pro-statehooders never mention that report from the GAO. Never. They don't like it. There's the answer. From a sociological reason, we are Puerto Ricans that are American citizens. We are not American citizens that born in Puerto Rico. We are Puerto Ricans that have the American citizens. And we fight for that in the wars. First. And second, it will destroy our economy. So the answer is no. And the second question was, when? Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our speaker? I'd like to thank all of you for coming today, and I'd like to thank all of our viewers and listeners. I'd also like to thank the National Press Club staff, including its Journalism Institute and Broadcast Center, for helping us organize this event. If you would like a copy of this program, go to our website, press.org. Thank you so much. We are adjourned.